do a session where we go into trance and go back and access that terrible trauma. And then, in my work, you see, you would then rescue your past self from that trauma and explore from your higher self what was the reason for that trauma, what the lesson there was, and then maybe even bring that that struggling, that dying Native American healer, teacher, whoever she was, maybe she was a mother, bring her forward to the present to join you in your present life. That's the healing that she needs.
I'm going to have to make an appointment with you. For sure, because I'd like the answers. You know, now that I'm in my 40s, it would be nice to have a little closure on this subject.
Amen. Especially you've been dreaming about this repeatedly
I know.
all your life. It's clear that past life self is knocking at your door saying, and here's what could be happening. Not only is she saying she has some trauma you need to clear from a very recent life, but there may be some negative core beliefs that she's taken on about people, about men, about life, about money, negative core beliefs which need to get cleared, and that's why she's showing up, beating at the door of your dream world. And furthermore, we may discover, and that would be the best news of all, that he or she has gifts for you. Knowledge of herbal medicine.
Wow, that would be wonderful.
You know, strength for hunting mountain lions. Who knows what the gifts are that this spark brings to you, as well as what other negative things need to be cleared out. See, one thing about my work with alchemy is I'm not just going back to past lives to look at them, nor am I just going back to clear the trauma in them. I'm always looking at past lives as a source of wisdom, a source of talent, a source of ability. If you've been on this planet for several thousand years, let's say 10,000, that would be a reasonable guess, then think of how many creative things you have done. Think about how many abilities you have put down over 10,000 years on this planet.
Wow. I wonder if I was an Atlantean.
Oh, I don't doubt it myself. And most of us astrologers and mystics were Atlanteans, of course. That was the center of everything back then. I know I was. But the bottom line here is you think about how many creative abilities you could bring back from Atlantis, from Egypt, from Greece.
Wow, yeah.
Abilities that could create a tremendous opportunities for you. For example, you know, although I can't actually read a word of music, I play music with the skill of a Franz Liszt because I studied with Franz Liszt in a previous life. And studying with him in a previous life means that although in my present life I can't do squat, I can't read music at all, but I can play this music that is absolutely mind-boggling. When people listen, they think, oh, my God, this is right out of the Renaissance period of classical music. And
I love it.
And these are, I've had friends of mine sit down and draw beautiful art that they brought forward from a past life. People who bring forward leadership abilities, parenting skills, political and articulation abilities, even medical knowledge and herbal knowledge can all be brought forward from the many lives in which we have been creative.
Wow.
So this is just a tip of the iceberg, of course, of what's going to happen in our next show, naturally.
Yes, we will have David Quigley back because we have got to talk a little bit more about this past life regression. And it's not just for me. I've talked to a lot of people who say to me, well, you know, let me ask you this, Linda. You know, I keep having these scenes reoccurring, I don't know, flashbacks, daydreams, but they've been happening the last 20, 30 years. It's like I've been here before, but I can't put my finger on it because in this life I've never been here. Well, that could be a past life regression you're having. You know, we have to look deeper.
And remember, this isn't just about satisfying our curiosity. This is about discovering what are the lessons, what are the abilities, what are, for example, the karmic obligations that we need to examine from our previous lives. You know, people often say, well, Dave, let's not dawdle around in past lives. Don't we have enough to do here? Well, my answer to that is, let's imagine you, for example, waking up tomorrow without any memory of who you were, what you were about, no memory at all of your astrology abilities, no knowledge or memory of your ability as a radio hostess and all the other things you do. Imagine how difficult that would be for you if a curtain of forgetfulness descended and stopped your remembrance. All of us suffer the same problem here in this Western civilization where we deny past lives. We all suffer the same amnesia about who we are and what is our true purpose here. What are the abilities we have brought forward into this life? Why are we here? Who are the people we are supposed to be relating to? All
right.
this burned at the stake of our modern religious institutions. And so it's all lost. And my job as an alchemist is to help people contact that elixir of immortality within themselves, contact those abilities, and learn how to use them every day of their present life. So it's not about a cute little a tour guide into some past life reality. No, this is about discovering who you are and why you're here.
Digging deeper into it, opening that third eye, and really looking into it, opening the third eye. You know, we all have that third eye of enlightenment. Some don't. Some haven't opened it.
Yes, and our website, we have a great series of articles called Advanced Techniques of Past Life Regression. I invite all of your readers or your listeners rather, to get on it at alchemyinstitute.com and go down scroll your way down through tons of articles which aren't yet entirely ready for cell phone viewing yet, so please use your laptop. But as you look at it, it will be so much fun to read, as you were saying yourself, so much fun to read and study. And yes, let's have another appearance. If you don't mind, I hope you don't mind me setting you up to do another shot at this with past life regression.
I would love to do that, and we'll talk in an email. I have a couple of guests lined up for the next few weeks, but, absolutely, maybe next month, in the month of May, absolutely. I would.
Let me know what you want, and I'll confirm it for you.
We've had such a positive response in the chat room. Everybody has just been so enthralled by you. I can just tell, just listening to you. And I apologize that nobody called in, but you're so interesting. They want to hear you talk. They don't want to talk. They want to hear you talk. So,
well, in fact, frankly, a lot of people that call in have excellent questions to ask, though. So it would be nice if we could get somebody to call in right now.
Well, folks, you hear that? You hear that? And when we have him on again,
take one call. Does anybody out there have a question I can answer?
Yep, we have time for when that's 1-607-244-6483. If you guys have any questions for David, I have about one more minute to go. It might be a little short notice, but it's been a real honor having you on. I've actually learned a great deal from you just in the 1 hour we've spent talking. You've empowered me. You've made me realize that astrology is one thing, but going to the next level is something so much more rewarding.
Well, this is the next level. For any of you out there, see, I wasn't an astrologer. I was a tarot reader, and I was a psychic clairvoyant reader. And I found that alchemy was the perfect next step for me when I was ready to actually start helping people rather than just reading them. And it's a skill that you can learn in as little as 1 month of intensive training, and can add to your success in both astrology and any other line of work you're using. Because, in fact, I'd say astrologers make some of my best and most skilled graduates, because an astrologer has to know the world of alchemy and be able to swim in that world.
Absolutely.
Before they can do astrology.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Now, folks, the website is www.alchemyinstitute.com. I highly suggest you open this up, put it in your favorites, because this is a site that you're going to keep referring back to, especially if you are into all of the holistic and the New Age route. This is a pillar of information for anybody who who wants to quit smoking, to wanting to help yourself with Crohn's disease. My ex has Crohn's disease, and he's all over this website yesterday looking at it.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yeah, there's a whole section about colon cancer that also applies to various kinds of colonic diseases. And I actually have a lot I'd like to talk to you, especially about Crohn's disease, but of course I don't have time to go into the specific physiology of that condition over the
Well, we could do another show. We'll do another show and cover some
show.
common diseases and the past life regression. But folks, it's been great with everybody joining us this evening. David, it has been a real honor.
Give a special gift to all of you listeners out there on the show. If you can email us tomorrow and just let us join our website and join our email list, we will be happy to send you a $50 coupon toward any trainings or sessions with David Quigley.
All right, you heard it here on Alpha Star.
On there. Yes, indeed. Just make sure you contact us in the next few days and say where you heard about us from, and then you're good for $50 toward a session with me or toward a training or class.
Sounds good. David, it's been a pleasure, and you will be back on with us in the very near future. Thank you so much.
So it's been a pleasure working with you. You've been a wonderful hostess and a great audience, too. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, David. And everyone out there, you guys have an awesome Friday night, and I will return next week. And stay tuned for the Paranormal Lounge with that crazy guy, Chris George, Victor the Voice, and Moonfire. I hope I said her name right. Moon River Fire, I think. I'm sorry, Moon. Apologies. Anyway, I'm out of here. Have a
all righty. Night-night. Goodbye.
Night-night.